portion to read the whole thing right now.
Then do we have to read both? Because this
No.
is voting.
Yes.
Yes.
The motion was to read it by title only.
That's already done,
Right.
so.
So we needed the motion.
Correct, so I mean,
That's
you
not
just,
what I finished on.
if you wanna get it done, or we just read it by title only next time, it's up to y'all.
I think due to the hour, we'll read it by title only next time.
Okay.
That's really fun.
You didn't vote anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, I've been voting all along anyway. All right, one more time, the yellow bicycle program. Unless Councilor First has something else to say.
Your Honor, I'm throwing that on you since that was something you wanted to bring up.
Yes, okay, I'll address that quickly. The yellow bicycle program was something we came up with when we determined that we had a number of surplus, or bikes that have been picked up or ended up in our possession. The thought came out that there's a lot of people that walk up and down the highway and around town, and that we could use some of those bikes to do a program that's similar to other cities where you borrow a bike and park it, and we have bike racks around town with bikes in them, and people can use the bikes, and they took one from uptown here and they ended up in Wyoming City, that's okay. So we have all those bikes, and we have a local vendor that said he would fix the bikes, and I don't know who's gonna paint them. I guess the chief of police was gonna paint them. I don't know who's gonna paint them, but anyway, that was the program. If we want to proceed with that, we should start on it pretty soon so that we can get them in the works by the time good weather gets here. Mayor June, yes.
This is a stupid question, I understand, but is anybody actually legally responsible for what happens on these bikes? Yeah, I mean, if they get hit on 58 or something, there isn't anybody liable.
Or if they fall off, they don't have a bike helmet in their head.
I don't know about that
We
stuff.
haven't got, you know.
We're still cleaning that part up.
Yeah, I'll have to get back.
Who has the liability?
We're checking we haven't really checked the
There are
liability.
a lot of cities around the country
Pull
that
the
do
sign
this.
to it, not liable.
Most of the cities that I've seen that have this, actually, in fact, one of them is Milwaukee has a bike program that they have green bikes, and they charge $5, and people put in they got a vending machine there, and they put in their $5, take the bike, and either bring it back or leave it at the next bike stop.
It would probably be wise to put a disclaimer on it too, that people can be charged for DUI riding bicycle.
Anyway, that is out there still as old business. It's up to the council to determine whether we want to do that or not, and then to work out all of the fine points. Or we will take those bikes down and sell them at auction, or whatever we do with it.
They're not brashers.
Yeah, take a break. Yes.
Just to say, I hope that's not true that we'd be liable, because I think it's a great idea. I think a lot of kids and adults will benefit from that. Just any more insurance.
It's one of those fine points that we have to figure out. Gary?
It was my idea to begin with. I thought of it when I heard at the city council that the city had all these extra bikes, and so I called Mackenzie Bowerman from the Mercantile, and I said, hey, the city's got all these bikes. What do you think about yada yada? And then I dropped it and I went away. And so I'm glad to see that it's come back, but some of the ideas that I had is, number one, the liability issue has to be worked out. And I don't know how that happens, but other cities do it, so presumably there's a way to work that out. Number two, Oakridge has had a black eye for a long time. And this would be a great way to call the registered guard up and say, hey, look at what we're doing up there in Oakridge with this free bicycle program. And it'd be a chance to really show the rest of Wayne County what Oakridge is doing. I think it's a great idea. And number three, people could benefit from it. And number four, if you think about it, there is an opportunity for businesses to get involved and sponsor a bike or put a placard on the bike, this bike's sponsored by Ray's Market, or whatever. So there are a number of ways that the program can be refined and be developed, and there are a number of benefits. But I think the threshold issue is what Councilor Biggerstaff said, what about the liability? And I don't have an answer for that, but I think it needs to be
Can you
addressed.
find an answer?
I'll talk to her here.
There's our insurance guy, he can tell you. You got-
Maybe there's a disclaimer.
Okay. Council Fortuner will check into the liability issue. And if there's a liability on the city, of course, that would come to the program right there. Okay, great. That was all I had on the yellow bicycle program. Gotta be a better name. Anyway, okay, moving right along, city council committee assignment reports, administration.
We're meeting next Tuesday, Mr. Basil.
10:30 Tuesday.
All right, community services. I know you're working on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we had a meeting after the last council meeting. Some of the issues we talked about was the community garden, creating some rules and regulations down there because it's become a little unworkable at this point. Also some alternative locations. Some of the discussions was not alternative, but just other areas that could be considered as, community garden, that spread it out throughout the community instead of just one location up here. One thought of the conversation was down there in Diamond View Park, down by the substation, and not so much as an open garden because of the substation, who wants to plant a garden next to that, but having like some sort of greenhouse where they could do starters and seed beds and things like that. The other conversation was possibly like Osprey Park, where you could actually pull water out of the river through a pump system and irrigate it. So those are some of the things that are being discussed. We discussed briefly the DEQ fish testing, which was dealt with at the council meeting. Mayor asked to look into a traffic issue with some complaints about the corner over here at Oak and East First. People heading northbound, trying to pull out onto First Street, not being able to see because of the cars parked and the angled parking either way. So we're looking at some solutions there. Chief has given us some suggestions. Chuck has given us some suggestions, which I received today and we haven't had a chance to look at. So we'll come up with some solutions for there. And then it looks like we're going to be getting the RTP and possibly Amtrak on that as well. So look forward to those and would like to entertain probably, I think, at least 2 community members to join us in that. Right now it's myself and Councilor Biggerstaff and Louis. So anybody that's interested?
I'll find somebody, anything else.
Well, we made some recommendations
Rusty said
today,
she would
but
like to.
Rusty's interested?
Yes.
You don't have enough to do, Rusty? Okay. Yes,
Board.
Linda?
I believe Councilor Coey invited me to join, and I'm willing to do that.
Outstanding. There's 2 for you right there.
that works.
And your meetings are?
We may have to change it because it's the
8th, the next meeting would be March the 8th. What, 2 o'clock?
8.
Is there an issue with, let's see,
What's March
Are you
3?
going back to back after?
that's what I'm thinking. Would there be any problem with scheduling a meeting early, like 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday?
Better for me.
Huh?
That'd be perfect.
Linda,
Friday morning?
Friday morning, the 8th at 8 o'clock, right here?
Okay.
And I'll catch you at 8:30.
Well, I'm just, that way I can leave as soon as we're done and get back to my job site.
So 8 o'clock on the 8th.
Yeah.
Great.
And you will participate as well,
I might.
Now, a reminder, council cannot have more than 3 of you there at any given
right,
time,
right.
okay?
3's plenty.
So good.
So,
I'll be there because I want to talk about the chamber thing. And I will be putting together my proposal for the council policy to have you look at it and see, flesh it out or something, so we don't keep talking about it.
So I will come to the next one.
All right.
So-
Holy cow, we're all gonna be
Well,
there.
why
We'll have a
can't
council meeting.
you be, it's an advertised meeting, isn't it?
It's a committee meeting, I mean, you can't, the issue is that it cannot appear that you're gonna take any action.
Just
So
can't do any business.
so as long as you don't do any business and you stick to the issue that.
Well, the committee doesn't get to make any decisions for this council anyway.
I understand, but if you have a quorum there, the appearance can be there. Should you have 4 there,
It's
you
okay,
can't
it's a
take
city
action.
meeting, there won't be any action taken.
Well, even if there is, it still is an
Yeah.
action that whole binds the council. All right,
I give you the
so,
guidance, it's on y'all.
the 8th at 8 o'clock in the morning. Right, here's this. Community service, anything else, sir? Councilman?
No, I think that's all.
That's enough.
Oh, Faith.
I'd like to talk
Please.
about the community garden. I have a 2-tier, 4-foot, light table to start plants. People could start their plants. I'd like to donate that if people are interested for the greenhouse.
I'll let him know.
It would be a nice addition, and I'd get it out of my house.
How big is it again?
It's a, what?
4 foot?
Yeah, it's 4 foot long and it's 2 tiers.
Okay.
It's a fluorescent light, grow light. So,
All right, public safety.
Our meeting is
I
next
didn't hear it.
Tuesday at noon
are you
here.
No marijuana.
All right, audit committee, let's see. When's that going to be?
Well, it's usually on the 4th Thursday. Are we going to meet this time?
You won't be here.
4th Thursday, what
You'll
is
be
it?
at Elkhorn.
Oh, is that the 28th? Oh. Do we have anything to talk about, or do you have anything you would like to bring up or anything?
I don't, I just remember it was mentioned, I think at the budget meet, or the supplemental meeting, that we may need to meet afterwards, but I don't know that it's urgent to meet next week. We could do it next month if that's,
Okay, well, why don't we figure on the fourth Thursday in March then,
okay.
which is probably good anyway, because we start to work on, toward the budget that month. All righty, assignments to local and regional organizations, Lane Council of Governments, Lynn.
We're meeting February the 28th.
Okay,
We're actually meeting, the board meeting before the event.
okay. Chamber of Commerce. You got a report on that? Me either, I wasn't there. I was busy being in the hospital at that time.
I was at a doctor's appointment, so I'm just busy.
The meeting, the next meeting is next week, I believe, the 26th.
It's on the 26th.
Yes, yes, that's it.
at
They
noon.
changed it because
At
of
noon.
President's Day this week. That's
Yeah,
why I
so
didn't go.
The chamber meeting will be on the 26th. I can't make that
I
one either
can.
because I'll be in Washington DC. So, okay, if you make that one and
I
the
will.
report, and meanwhile, we'll be working on all this stuff that we talked about tonight. Middle Fork Watershed Council, you know, I never had found out when they hold those things. Yes,
It's Wednesday,
which Wednesday?
this week, or excuse me, the 27th, it's coming week.
Well, I won't be there then either.
I'll fill you in, I'm a board
If you
member,
would, I'd
so-
appreciate it, because, and I would go to the meetings if I knew, is it always the same day every month?
It's the last
Last Wednesday?
Wednesday,
Last
Where do
Wednesday,
they meet?
down in Dexter.
down at Dexter.
Either, well, I can let you know where their office is,
Yeah, I'll just
there,
get together.
or the state clerk's office in Wilton.
Okay, yeah. Alrighty, trails, we don't have a trails committee. We folded that into the Parks, Trails, and Tree Committee.
It was goats.
Trails Committee, goats.
Yeah, became goats. That's what I was told. I think it's a vital link.
Might as well leave it in there then, if you got a report.
Yeah, we went, they discussed, and I mean, this group, and I would encourage any of you to go to meetings and really see what these people are about, because they do a tremendous amount of work around here. They talked last time about, they have a strategic planning where Erica Coyer facilitated for them. They headed out double diamond, setting their goals because they are getting ready to increase substantially in their size and dollars amounts and things that are going to be on the ground ready, especially with the Wright Center this year. Just for instance, there was a work party a month ago out at Goodman Creek, which was a combined between DOD, which is from Eugene, Springfield area, and the goats. 80 people showed up on a Saturday and Sunday for a weekend, over 583 volunteer hours. And that's just to go out and fix trails. And this trail needed serious work because you couldn't even walk on it. So that's just some of the things they're doing.
What do they need?
Got an excellent thing.
First Monday? Second Monday at
It's the same as
6:30 at
library
Green Waters
entry.
at the building.
Would that be the committee that, or the meeting we would go to, for instance, Kiwanis, we want to ask some questions about Osprey Park, because we kind of adopted that, is that the meeting we would
No,
go to?
that would be the Parks meeting.
Parks meeting, okay.
Yeah, which was last night.
And
Tuesday.
when do they meet? normally?
They met Tuesday this past week. I wasn't able to attend.
Would
I'll
they
let
have
you
a
know.
normal meeting? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lane Regional Air Protection Agency.
Attended the first board meeting, went back on the board today. We re-elected Bill Brownsack as the chair, and also we elected Mike Flex from Cottage Grove as the vice chair, but also we elected him as the at-large member. The board, to me, based on previous ones, really a good representation and good to appear to work with representative from Eugene and stuff. One thing that I want to come away from this meeting was is that there was discussed, and it's a unanimous decision by the board that and it was presented to John Lively, his new legislator, that we changed the bylaws that were adopted, not the bylaws, but the state statutes. And there's just one section of it, it's 468A 120 regarding board of directors, and paragraph D of that, such that, change the wording of it to such that both Cottage Grove as a dues paying member and Oakridge, the dues paying member, would have a position on the board. And the El Rapa board agreed unanimously. The Lane County Commissioners agreed to that on a 4-to-1 vote. It's going to be presented to the city of Eugene and Springfield as stakeholders to see what they're agreeing with. We really don't think that there will be any objection to that. And so John Lively is making a presentation, or supposedly adopting, making a presentation to the board with the bill to change that so that it would change the wording of that particular paragraph so that we would have both Cottage Grove and Oakridge would have a voting position on the board as dues-paying members. So what I want to come away from here is a unanimous decision by this council that we agree with that to change to take place.
Good. Okay. That's it.
That's it.
Thank you. Good report. Tree Planning Committee.
I was wondering if he's making a motion, he said, we can
I would think that would be in order. So I would make a motion that we support the any legislation that's being presented to the Oregon State Legislature to change the OR statute 468A.120, paragraph D, that as it's being presented to the legislature.
Is there a second?
I say,
Moved and seconded to what he said. Any discussion further? Hearing none, call for the vote.
Councilor Clark. Aye. Mayor Short.
Aye.
Councilor Coe.
Aye.
Councilor Fortune.
Aye.
Councilor Biggerstaff. Councilor Slavin.
Aye.
Councilor Baszler.
Carries. I'm gonna step back a little bit here, a lot, actually, because we didn't get an opportunity to hear from our police chief or our fire chief. And they've been sitting here very patiently. Well, sort of.
Probably got away with it.
So,
Counselor, assholes all around. Susan? It's our quarterly update on calls for service. And, as you tell us, we're still busy. And things are going with smooth right now. Putting a lot of hours.
alrighty. Questions, chief?
Oh, yeah, I do. Misdemeanors are down considerably. Any reason for that, or is it just that they're down and we're not,
It's just kind of a tick. It's a change. I anticipate they'll start coming back up again as we head more towards spring. But, no, I can't, there's really not a rational reason. They dropped off, about 20%, 25%. The other, which is a good thing.
yeah.
Then on next month, we'll have January's in there, and I think those numbers are already climbing for this month, quite quickly. I cited, I think, six in one day this last week.
You mean February?
In February, yeah.
No, I mean, as compared to the previous 2 years, as far as this month period, it is down considerably.
What is an example of a call for service that doesn't result in a report number being assigned? What kind of
Oh,
call is that?
Check for debris in the roadway. What else? Things fall off people's pickup trucks.
Oh,
Move
okay.
those types of things. Meet somebody at the police department for information. And so we take time, we dispatch to it, we actually spend time helping somebody. Civil issues.
You're good at it.
And we've been fairly active on ordinance violations. Troy Allen's been doing a good job for us, and we're getting a lot of compliance. So you see those numbers go up more. in the months to come.
Alrighty. Is that it?
Yep, thank you.
Chief Devers?
Mr. Mayor, Council, our paramedic who's been out on medical leave should be back to work on the 24th, which should be Sunday, I think. And so that gives us a little reprieve in the illustrious overtime budget for EMS and fire. So that's a high point in that location.
Chief cleared for full duty.
Yes. By a doctor.
Anything else? Okay. Sorry about skipping you guys. I just sort of spaced out as usual. Moving right back where we were to start with. Library, tree plan committee.
Moving right along, we meet twice a month on Mondays at 5:30 at the pub, and check out our website, it's beautiful.
Mondays on.
Oh, there's hats for sale too.
Beans.
So buy a hat, it's like a tree planting festival, they're little beanies. Buy a camouflage one if you would like, if you're a hunter.
You got one in your purse?
I don't have one yet. I'll get one.
Who do you buy those from?
You can buy them through the website, I believe.
You can wear
I
it.
could be lying, I think you can.
Wear one next time.
I know where they're
Which Monday is that?
It's the second and fourth Monday of each month. And we're getting a lot of interest in the committee. Our meetings used to be 5, 6 people, and they've been packed lately.
Where do you meet?
We meet at the Brewers Union.
I suppose that has something to do with
It
it.
might.
That's great. Currently, the hats are available at Sayusla Bank, First Tech Credit Union, and she's checking tomorrow to see if she can put some at the Mercantile, so they will be in several locations.
How much they cost?
12
10 or 13, I think.
Yeah.
They're different, I'm not sure,
10
not
for a black
100%.
and 12 or 13.
Yeah, there's a black one and a camel. They have good.
I don't know why the camel was more.
Camo should be less here in Oakridge.
I don't know which is which.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, then you can tell us about the library board.
Library board, I was only able to attend for about 30 minutes because I had to go to the tree planning committee meeting. But I shared with them what we would kind of like to see from them as far as coming up with a timeline of an actual proposal for the Mark Sunday Memorial Plaza, and that they should be working in conjunction with the planning commission if they need any assistance in kind of formulating that. So that's pretty much what they're working on right now.
Great, thank you. ODAC, which one of you guys is gonna report on that?
Haven't had anything since the last meeting, and there hasn't been anything, as far as I know, since the last meeting that we met with that one potential client. I know John resubmitted that email the other day to all of us, I think, about, or at least I got it, about the canal, and then you discussed it this evening as well, so.
And more to come on that.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Quick question. Has, when I was running for this seat here, I talked to a lot of people in town about, the OIP and everything, and I don't really know when I'm supposed to bring this up or whatever, but one of the ideas that we had was that, and I don't know the whole history of the OIP. What I thought I knew was wrong. What I think I know now is probably wrong also. So let's not go there. But it seems like this has been going on for like 15 years. And if this was a business, and I'm not saying the city should be a business, but I'm just saying if this was a business, it seems like 15 years ago, somebody would have came and applied or wanted to rent something or buy something or whatever at the OIP, and if I understand nobody could mention their name because that's secret, but after this is all done, there should still have been a report, even if you didn't bring their name into it, a report saying, this is what they wanted, this is what we were willing to give, and this is why it didn't happen, and over a number of years, those two lists should kind of come together where you have a better chance of renting and restoring than we have out there. And if nothing else, it's something that, I don't know, it just seems like it's something that has always been like a secret in the town. And I don't know, is it even be a secret? I mean, everybody's out there wondering what really is going on with it. And I don't know.
I mean, it hasn't been a secret, but I don't think that people are asking the questions or asking the
That's
right
true, because
people.
we don't know the appropriate question to ask, and that's, to me, that's wrong. I mean, I understand that whole point, but it's like, you can't ask a question if you don't know what the question you're supposed to ask. I think that the board of the OIP should be more forthcoming with information as far as saying, okay, this is what happened, this last couple of months or last year. We had 4 different companies that came and tried to move into Oakridge, but they couldn't move in because this didn't happen and that didn't happen.
I think sorry, Mayor. I think what you're suggesting is that ODAC provide an annual report to let us know what